spectacular Southern California. The surf, sand, and sensational memories of a visit to an unforgettable destination. And an ideal location for some of the best young athletes in North America to unite. The Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship in Irvine, California is an unmatched test of skill, teamwork, and perseverance. For nearly a decade, the best softball players in the world have gathered in this beautiful place and battled for the true national championship. The PGF 14U Premier National Championship is next. On a beautiful Southern California day, Bill Barber Park in Irvine, California, the 14U Premier National Championship. Corona Angels, coached by Marty Tyson, a spirited, talented group, and just outside of Fresno, the Sorcerer softball program, two of the best programs in the land, and so many of these athletes already committed to go to college, alongside Olympic gold medalist and All-American Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the ballpark. When you think about the journey of this Sorcerers club, they play as the underdog. It's a very deep team, Marty Tyson's Corona Angels team, but yet yesterday, with their backs against the wall in the losers bracket, they won 3 consecutive games, including defeating a tough team out of Texas, the Hotshots, to earn their way here. This is going to be fun.
Well, they were knocked into the losers bracket by the Corona Angels earlier in that ball game, had to come back through the day, beat the Hotshots twice in a 7th inning win in game 1, and it took it to game 2 to get them here today. But look, it doesn't matter how you get to today. It's about one game. You leave it all on the field, you win this national championship. Great
leaders, great athletes, great players as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First off, Lair Butte, Tennessee commit. I'll just tell you the commits. How about San Diego, Iowa State, Oregon, Louisville for Otis, Boise State for Adams. By the way, they call Marissa Gonzalez Rabbit. Cal is where Jordan King is going. And by the way, Michaela Husky, a 4.0 perfect GPA. Annabelle Taperson, she is so humble. She didn't want to tell us all her secrets, take any credit. She was great yesterday. She should take some credit.
Yeah, she should, and she's so calm in pressure situations. Obviously, she's here today. She's getting the start. She's able to locate her changeup. She's got some great spins.
Defensively working behind. Silvestre, Wilson, Lee, Bergman, Painter, Alman, Conway, Newbern, and Tepperson. Let's play a national championship game. Away we go. What a gorgeous ballpark this is, and certainly glad, Amanda and I, that you are with us along with our Premier Girls Fastpitch production team from top to bottom. Lair Butte is a pain. She is tough to deal with. She is speedy. She is talented. She's a bat handler. She's active in the batter's box. She had a great day yesterday.
She's just a tough athlete to handle in the box because she has so many tools. She can set the table so well. And she's described as really the heartbeat of this team.
Not afraid to do that. Put it on the ground into center field. That's how many big innings start. Drifts through the box. Gorgeous slapper. Keeps her hands back. Loves being a table setter.
And this is so good in that leadoff spot. Running through, just punches the ball. Doesn't try to swing too hard. She knows the momentum of her step, along with the barrels, enough to get that through a pinched-in type defense.
And a threat to run the bases aggressively, take extra bases, steal bases in front of KYLEE out of Citrus Valley High School. She's a Torero in the future, the University of San Diego. Taking off, runner goes, throw down, she swiped it. And already, what we saw yesterday with a ton of pressure being presented by these Corona Angels, we're seeing the same thing out of the gates today. Not that they didn't have their hands full. The Sorcerers in that game yesterday, it was an 8-5 Angels win. And then the Mizuno Storm, they squeaked and held on 6-5. It was a big 3-run homer for the Corona Angels yesterday, so very, very scrappy team, very deep team as well. Drops down a bunt, hugs the line, trickles foul. Marty Tyson in that third base coach's box. I think I do him a disservice if I call him just a former Cubs minor leaguer. Because yes, he did play professional baseball, but for more than a generation, he's been developing softball players. Maybe first few years coaching, that was really relevant, but he is far, far, far more well-known, Marty Tyson, in that third base box as a softball guy, and a good one.
I agree. When you just look at the depth in the dugout, the amount of players that want to be a part of his team and this culture, and then the alumni that come back to support the parents in the stands.
Pressure is on from the Angels. Bouncing ball, extra base, runners on second and third. It's relentless. And what you hope you can do if you're Tepperson is just keep throwing strikes and understand that you are good, you belong here, and you'll get some big outs soon.
Yeah, definitely. And she's getting the ball on the ground and just using that hard dirt. That's Lee, who does a good job after falling behind in this situation, moving the run over and getting herself a base hit.
Annabelle in that circle will work against Angelina Allen, Iowa State commit. Annabelle Tepperson, Marin Catholic High School, fires it home, and it's up and away, 1-0 the count. Annabelle, this first year in high school, a 4.2 GPA her freshman year. Very understated. As great as she was yesterday, hesitates to share her strengths in her scouting report. Change up, ground ball, center field base hit. One run is in, they'll throw the stop sign out. Runners are on first and third. Angels lead it 1-0. Angelina Allen out of Woodcrest Christian High School with a beautiful swing of the bat and an RBI. Change up out over the plate.
And you gotta love the aggression out of the Angels right off the bat, but very balanced. Look at that swing right back up the middle, head down, heading to first base, but that's good for an RBI. Look at this play develop, run scores. Coach Tyson halfway up the line, making sure he gets a good view before holding up the runner.
And now Paige Zanicki, right-handed hitter. Oregon commit. Line drive, base hit down. Pressure still on, hustling onto third base goes Allen. Into second base safely. The Angels lead it 2-0, still nobody out. And a quick conversation to gather around their ace, Annabelle Tepperson, in the circle.
And once that rhythm gets going, you've got to find a way to stop it. It started with Lair in that #1 spot. She's the heartbeat, she makes it happen. Then we're all the way down to Zanicki, who drives it up the middle. That's another RBI and a couple of bases taken, and then really aggressive base running by Zanicki, who's seeing the ball right in front of her. There's a play at second base at her, but she's going for it. It's almost like when you're overly aggressive, you catch the defense off guard because you expect the runners to do something, and the Angels just keep pushing it.
Max Allman with the visit. Bill Schroll, the head coach and the president of the program for the Sorcerers. Quan Lee on that coaching staff as well. What a great staff to be around for these Sorcerers. What a great story. Bill Schroll recently retired, has taken on, as the president of this program, dozens and dozens to reach college through this gifted Sorcerers program. They're looking for an out now, though. Buried right in on their hands. And that's how they start off. Louisville commit Corbe Otis. Columbine High School. As we said, the Louisville commit in Colorado. She thinks enough of this program to be a part of it, based in the Inland Empire here in California, in the Riverside, Corona area, to be a part of it from Colorado. So that's a commitment for Dad Matt, for Mom Jamie, and even for her younger brother Cooper. Bouncing ball, skips on through. That'll score 1. On to the plate. That'll score 2. It's 4-0. Still nobody out. And everything you've dreamed of in a start for the Corona Angels here in this 14U National Championship game.
It's just another one right back up the middle, and look at the legs, the balance in the swings, and then the contact's nice late, deep into the zone. And just a little extension. We're not seeing any of these hitters swinging for the fences, but we're just spraying it up the middle, base-to-base hitting.
All sorts of energy inside of that dugout. A change is made in the circle. Tepperson, who is in the order, I would imagine they'll keep her bat because she's a very important hitter. but Jessica Conway, and we'll see if Tepperson goes in and just plays first base. Conway, left-hander, takes the softball, now takes this responsibility, and this Angels team has just done exactly what they've wanted to do. Conway out of Kenny Intermediate Middle School has all sorts of hopes and dreams of playing in college. Mom is Tricia, dad is Jeffrey. And this principal's list student, she's in a classroom of her own right now, and it's the way the Corona Angels are swinging the bat, it's kind of an advanced AP calculus classroom. They're just tough to solve right now. And Amanda, gosh, it's so cliche. I try to avoid saying this, but hitting becomes infectious. Maybe the better word is just confidence.
I totally agree, and I think this Angels team is one that's very prepared and confident in their approach. They've got an organization that is supporting them. You just look at the stands and the amount of people here for them, and again, it's infectious, it's contagious, and one hit has gone to the left side. Every other of the 5 consecutive have been right back up the middle. So that's a team that enjoys the pressure situations and can really channel it into the right areas. And then there's the aggressive base running. It's tough to stop or to know where that base runner is going to end up when they're always looking to take the extra base.
And Haley Painter may tell you, yeah, I should have made that play, but here's the bottom line. That ball was smoked too. Corby Otis hit that ball very, very hard. Savannah Adams, now her opportunity, the Boise State commit. And a different look, maybe this different look. And oh, by the way, don't forget, Tepperson is set to come back in when she is needed. And she's over there at first, and maybe just a different look to shake things up. Looking for some support, that in on the hands. Outs feel good, and that's a big out. That first one on the board. Good pitch in, and again, that different look coming from the left side. Thought she had extension, she didn't in the end. So Savannah Adams out of La Mirada High School. We talk about key moments in a game, key moments where a pitcher can stop and change things, period. This team was against it all day yesterday. They just need to keep it reasonable in this game. Marissa Gonzalez. That one cuts in tight. Very good crowd from Central California, from Fresno, the Sorcerers, and of course Corona, all the athletes from around here, this area, so stands are full. In on the hands, popped up. That'll start giving you a little confidence that contact is quieted down as Marissa Gonzalez, Kingsburg High School, pops up to the left side. The DP is Jordan King. She's a Cal commit. St. Paul High School. To the backstop it goes. You want to make sure, if you're in fact that Sorcerer's club, that's it. You don't allow that run to score. But Otis moves up. Big chance for Jordan King. His dad played college basketball at UC Riverside. It's not too far from Corona. My dad, James King.
Jordan's another pitcher who also hits, so obviously really valuable in that position because she's not throwing today, or not yet at least, but she still finds herself in that hitting lineup.
What good looking curveball, good sweep and break to that. This may turn out to be just what the doctor ordered for the Sorcerers, and still having Tepperson waiting in the wings. To the right side, diving attempt, no, did not leave her feet. It's off the glove, and another run scores, and a huge run for the Angels. Lee made a run at it, thought she might leave her feet. She thought she could shoe top it, just didn't make the play.
Yeah, this is a good swing, nice spot, and a great effort out there. It looks like it's in and out of the glove. Sometimes just that extra half inch of a reach makes a huge difference. Instead, falls to the ground and another RBI.
Michaela Husky. Husky pops it up, left field. It gets by into left field. Another run. Come on down. King hurries around. She will score. Everything bouncing the way of the Angels. It is 6-0.
These types of hits are really tough to defend because of the spin and the trajectory of that ball tailing towards the left field line. Sylvester makes a good attempt at it, but it gets by, and unfortunately that happens when you're a flank outfielder like that. That ball gets by you. The runners take an extra base or two.
Michaela Husky's older sister, Maddie, is on her way to Washington. Line drive up the ladder just a step. That's the second at bat for Lara Butte, and a beautiful piece of hitting. 10 Angels. 10 Angels started this ball game off. 6 of them scored. Oh my goodness.
You want to bring the heat? Prove it. With carbs to help fuel muscles. And electrolytes to help replace what you lose in sweat. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
No matter the age of the girls I train, you can always tell the ones that may go far. It's in their eyes. It's in their focus. They know it doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Growth will come. You can see when they own that. When they decide that getting better is more important than their fear of failing. That's when their game changes. That's when everything changes. That's when these girls become unstoppable.
Time to go to work for this Sorcerer club from Central California. They were busy and active yesterday. Let's take a look at this talented starting lineup out of California High School. Oh, Silvestri. Allman on down, hustling on down. UCLA commit, Caitlin Newbern as part of that lineup as well. Haley Painter, and you know Annabelle Tepperson will stay in the lineup. Her glove remains at first base. Alana Panu is the DP. And this is KYLEE MAGEE in the circle. KYLEE needs to throw strikes. She's been staked to a 6-run lead.
Well, actually, Jordan King entered in out of that DP position. We talked about that. You know, and it could have been just a late change given the score, but Jordan King is going to get the start. And she's thrown quite a bit throughout this tournament, but she likes to work in and out. She's got a nice changeup when she's confident in it and throws it through the zone, and then also working on the rise ball, so she'll work all areas of that plate.
King, that Cal Berkeley commit. As we told you, her father played college basketball, so away we go. I'm gonna try to get yourself out. I want you to get yourself out, is what she said when we were chatting with her about her pitching. Not embarrass you, not strike you out. You just help yourself get out, which means live down there. This is Olivia O. Silvestri, PGF National Premier competitor in 2017. Mom is Judy, dad is Irwin, and she is ready to roll. These Sorcerers, that bounce back spirit. Amanda, after we watched them yesterday, not surprised to see this start, are you?
No, not at all, and I know the Angels aren't taking for granted the lead that they have because the Sorcerers used to fighting back. We saw it late yesterday when it looked like they were down and out. All of a sudden they came back, took that second game to make it here today. So they're not going to go quietly.
Ty Wilson, Vanden High School. Competed last year in this event as well. Mom is Aline, dad is Eddie. She's got an older sister, pretty close though. Her name is Avery. That's her buddy. She puts that one on the ground. There we go, 2 runners on. Avery would be proud of that approach from younger sis Ty. Couple of runners on for the Sorcerers. Six to nothing. Now in front of Caroline Allman, Castro Valley High School. Older sister Christina is heading to Cal Poly, plays softball in the fall. I enjoyed Allman yesterday. This is an academic first family, though they've got a bunch of great athletes, don't get me wrong, but all of them Cal Poly students, all of them engineering math minds. She says maybe engineering, maybe the medical field, but there's no mistake. Susan, Max, Christina, well, they're all going to be Cal Poly folks. That one skips into the dirt. Aggressive, boy, down 6-0. I like that. Why not? I guess it kicked far enough away from Gonzalez, too.
Yeah, if you read that ball down in the dirt right away, more times than not, you're going to be able to swipe that bag. You just got to keep your head on a swivel.
Trying to flip-flop that 6-0 deficit, even if you get 2. Changed up on her over the inside corner, 1-2 the count. What a great pitch in a situation where a hitter may be aggressive. Infield tight. A lot of room in right center field in the outfield. They're playing her to pull. Nothing doing on that rise ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, jumps to 2-2. Silvestri and Wilson both singling. Shot, foul. We'll do it again.
That's a good pitch, good 2-2 pitch in on the hands. If you throw that pitch well on the inside part of the plate and in the right location, that hitter is going to have a really hard time hitting it fair and hard. You'll get those jam shots.
Skips in, they'll try to plate that run and do so. Okay, there is life. 6-1 is the score. And doing all that with just a couple of singles. And oh, by the way, just that one out. Yet to be retired.
Yeah, and here's a changeup. And here's the thing with that pitch is, in that situation, you love to have it closer to the strike zone, obviously. But to be able to have the confidence to throw it down there, and that was a great attempt by Gonzalez. That was a tough pitch to keep down in front. But there's nothing wrong with throwing it down there to set up another pitch. That obviously not the location she wanted on that exact changeup. But hey, when you have a 6-run lead, you have a little bit of flexibility out there also.
Still nobody out to start this game. Bouncing ball, still nobody out, and it's 6-2. Amanda, I think we need to settle in. It's going to be one of those battles. 6-2 the score, and you have a feeling the Sorcerers are far from done.
And this is just going after what looks like a screwball, and that's a little too much over the plate, about knee high. But Lair pulled towards that left side of the field.
Want to know the count? Caitlin Newbern, Napa High School, UCLA commit. A mile high into the glove of Husky. First out retired. Outs are at a premium here, by the way, in the first inning, folks.
Right.
They're hard to find in this 6-2 game.
Especially that first one.
Haley Painter, Antioch, California, Antioch High School. She's played in this event a couple of times. Did she just shoot a hole? No, diving play, up with it. Ooh, got her! That was an incredible diving play by Husky. Amazing. The key is that she beat the runner. No matter what, an incredible effort.
It's hard not to give that to the play, but take the emotions out of it and we'll kind of slow it down and see. First of all, look at that grab up. This will give us a little better view. Oh, I think she got her.
Unbelievable effort by Michaela Husky. JENISSA Conway. Just gets a piece of it. Remember, it was Conway who took the softball, took the rock, and went into the circle and really settled things down. Gorgeous day in Irvine, California. It's Bill Barber Park. Just got a piece of it, did Conway. This is a great athlete. Yuba County in Central California, 100-meter track and record holder, 13-second run, softball, volleyball, basketball, track and field, principals list student. Those feet are fast. Outside.
Two good back-to-back pitches with 2 strikes, especially the way that Conway had swung at the previous couple. She's now settled in and being a little more patient.
Knocked down for a moment. That speed, forget it. No chance when you have that kind of speed if you don't play it clean. So Conway's on.
And King does have it. It's in and out. She has her eyes on it. It just doesn't stay in the glove. And unfortunately, instead of dropping straight down, gets far enough away, and Conway on safe.
All right. So now KYLEE MAGEE, initially set to start this game, gets the opportunity out of Southern California's Canyon High School. This is an Arizona State and ASU commit. Teresa and Terry are parents. Please tell us about who she is as a pitcher.
She really likes her rise ball. It's one of her go-tos, but she can mix also her screw curve and change, which is going to help set that pitch up, but she will throw her rise ball to a couple of different levels, both sides of the plate, any count. So right here, right now, like we saw last half inning, is just breaking up the momentum of the offense and doing it early before any more damage can be done.
This is a good student. This is a 4.0 student in the classroom. And she is, on this gorgeous day here in Southern California, when talking about KYLEE. I mean, you want to talk about a gathering of bodyguards? How about being the lone daughter, the youngest child, with 6 older brothers?
Ooh.
How are you in a few years knocking on the door of that house for a date?
You're not.
Anyway, congratulations to KYLEE arriving at this moment, and her brothers, who I think have filled off all of the first base side of the bleachers. But here she goes. KYLEE goes to work with that stuff. As Amanda said, keep an eye on that rise ball, setting it up anyway. And here's Abby Lee. Lee takes off the plate. Campolindo High School, Dream School, Stanford. So she'd love to further her education, her softball skills. One and one. She prides herself in rarely to never striking out, does Abby. Comfortable, no matter the pitcher, lefty, righty, and making contact. Infield tight. Again, a key moment for a pitcher to come in and get that fire hose out and stop things. No contact there. 2-2. Slaps that one foul. By the way, you remember with regard to family ties and brothers and stuff, I mean, KYLEE's a great story because one of those older brothers, Chris, is actually married to Dallas Escobedo.
Wow,
So
that's a
there
fun
are
fact.
family ties there. That was her idol growing up, and that one just missed. So you have an idol who turns out to be your sister-in-law now.
Couldn't draw that up any better, huh?
Three and two with 2 outs. Bouncing ball, knocked down. Okay, MAGEE pulls it back together. We've played 1 inning, just 1 inning, and had enough action for about 3 championship games. Why would you go anywhere? A legend and a leader in this space in softball. UCLA, former UCLA head coach and All-American Sue Enquist is joining us. OneSoftball.com is a great website. It's a labor of love with pulling softball together. First of all, Sue, I'm going to make you put your analyst hat on and your coach's hat on. So I don't care. You pick a dugout. When you start a game like this, that's crazy stuff, Sue. Pick the Sorcerer's dugout. How do you coach that going forward?
Well, the nicest thing about this is that it happened early in the game. So as a coach, you're just telling your kids, we got a lot of softball left. Let's go ahead and continue to play our game. You can see the fight in it. It's not going to be an easy game for either team. I think it's going to be a great game to watch.
You and I talked earlier this week, and by the way, you can catch a great interview tomorrow night on an MLB radio station on SiriusXM. You and I went for 20 minutes, and the insight on OneSoftball.com, I think, is just magical with a labor of love for you, the efforts, the resources, the education. Take it a little bit further for those of us that are watching, nationwide on this broadcast and what they'll see when they visit OneSoftball.com.
The vision behind One Softball is to bring our parents, players, and coaches together, giving them access to best-in-class information regarding leadership, character development, technical development, path to college, and health and wellness.
So athletes resource, right?
Yes.
Families resource.
Yes.
And coaches. I mean,
Yes.
really coaches, and that's the coaches is a big part of it, right?
There's no doubt, and what One Softball wants to do is just give our softball families an opportunity to be able to really understand what this whole experience is about. And if One Softball can connect those resources to those parents, then I think we're going to make the sport better and grow the sport overall.
Well, I just love that I was browsing through the app, and it's so interesting because these athletes want information at their fingertips. The parents want the information. It does such a good job of connecting the coach and the parents in a way that is immediate and impactful and something that can be small every day or big every day.
And the parents are so interested in trying to take care of their total student athlete, their daughter, not just physical training, but also leadership. And the pressures on these kids today is unbelievable. If One Softball can help connect the dots for them and have more fun in the game and get the information that they wouldn't have access to if they're not on the biggest team, let One Softball be that resource. And I'm proud to lead that drive and be a part of it. And we've had great support. PGF has stepped up, and they're going to be a partner with us. So it'll give us an opportunity to serve our youth coaches on the youth level, which to me is really important.
Legendary coach Sue Enquist and 6 Hall of Fames and nearly 1,400 wins as a player and a coach and 10 national championships at UCLA. And I'm not trying to sign on to be your marketing guy, but I'm going to tell you folks out there that I don't care if you're a parent, and I have a soccer player. Nice play going up the ladder. I have a soccer player as a daughter, and I would use the resource, baseball, the guys out there, because a lot of what you talk about is attitude, preparation, mixing studies in with regard to being an athlete. Again, I'm not trying to overmarket your space, but you have great resources to kind of fit all athletes, Sue.
Oh, absolutely, and it's free. It's all free.
You get where I'm going with that? It's not just for softball. Share it with other athletes. Share it with the rest of us.
Oh, you want me to call it One Sport?
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Is that what we're going to do?
That's okay, but you get what I mean.
Absolutely.
Rolled out towards short. I'm glad I was marketing for you. We got all the good stuff. Sue, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate
it.
Legendary coach Sue Enquist, glad to have her out here. It's OneSoftball.com. 3 outs. How'd that happen?
Everyone has insecurities, and it really is about what you choose to do with them. Insecurities don't have to define you, but they can create a story for you. There's a positive way to be fulfilled through female athletics. If I could do one thing, it would just be to give someone the inspiration, be able to be more than they ever thought they could be.
What makes a Thunderbolt? They pitch faster, hit farther, run quicker, go harder. They bring home championships and build relationships. They never quit and strive to push through any obstacle that may come their way, for themselves, for each other, for their future. Because it's not about the game, it's about the girls. Visit us online to learn more about how you can become a Thunderbolt.
This wild and woolly affair had a quick top half of the second inning. The Corona Angels going down 1-2-3. They lead it in the Premier Girls Fastpitch 14U Premier Bracket National Championship game. KYLEE MAGEE goes back to work in the circle. And the starting pitcher for the Sorcerers, Annabelle Tepperson, out of Marin Catholic, her opportunity to hit now. Great all-around athlete. Has a bright, bright future as a softball player. First pitch in, second pitch up, 0-2. MAGEE trying to set the tone. Off the end of the bat, that'll head to the first base side, and we'll do it again. Annabelle's mom is Lael and dad is Michael. Hit hard, but 2 hops out to the second baseman, Husky, where Michaela turns it into an out. And both the second pitchers for both teams have restored order in this game.
Yeah, at the first inning, it's like there's a manual for coaching. They both replaced the pitchers at around that 6 or 7 hitter, and since then, you kind of had the feeling the game has to settle in at some point. These are 2 teams with great pitching staffs. Can the hitters sustain for 7 innings like they did the first 1 out of each half inning, first half inning?
Los Gatos, California, Los Gatos High School. Alana Panu. Holds that back leg from the right side. She takes up and out. 2-0 the count. Two and one. So she's the beneficiary of a lot of love to go around, and it just makes it a wonderful modern family, Alana. Mom, great athlete. Dad, great athlete. Stepmom, outstanding and active. Stepdad, outstanding and active. All of them available to help and be a part of her training as she gives that one a ride and into center field. I will put my sights on Dad with regard to Alana's dad, because what he does is just crazy in my opinion. Eric is an amazing runner. Okay, so it's not just that her dad is an amazing runner. He's one of the 5-time world's toughest mud runners, and twice he has finished a 100-mile race.
Oh my gosh.
Well, stepmom's a great skier, stepdad's a great snowboarder, mom ran track. You're not sitting around watching, you know, with your bag of chips in your lap in that house. Whether you're with mom or dad or stepmom or stepdad, you're not just sitting around with the Doritos. There's no way. That's great. Love that, and I love that she shared that when she was talking about that with us. She's very proud of her entire family. Oh, that's what she goes by. I mean, that's the number. She says that's not a 0, that's an O for my name, Olivia. Her first at bat, singled and scored. She was a big part of that bounce back. You're down 6-0. You have what feels like 5,000 people on the first base side cheering against you, and she stepped right in and whacked a single to start it off.
Oh, I think that's so important. That first the first hitter that steps up to the plate, especially that leadoff in that situation, you can take your team one of two directions.
3-1. She's the left fielder for the Sorcerers. Angels in their red and blue uniforms. Sorcerers in their blue and white uniforms. Fly ball, boy, they had her play to the opposite field. She's gonna run for a while. Up against the wall, thinking three, heading to third. Have an evening to start things off. Defensively, they were playing Silvestre to the opposite field. She just hit it to dead center and turned it into a triple.
The outfielders were shifted big time to the left side, and this opened up the entire center part of the field. She hits it to the wall and off to the races. This throw off target, but still a triple for Olivia.
What would that do for this team in the third base dugout and their fans up above if they could just get one more out of this? And suddenly in 2 innings, you've cut that deficit in half. Let's see. Thought about making her make a play on a bunt. When you look at the outfield, by the way, Otis and KYLEE are still in similar spots. Corby Otis is hugging the line, hugging that left field line. And Lee is in essentially left center field. There's, again, a ton of space. And heaven forbid she pull it down the line. And there's no one there. Yeah, but that's that space we're talking about. Center field's wide open.
Your pitcher's got a responsibility to hit those locations if you're going to play a shift that drastic.
Such an interesting thing when people have discussions about shifting in a diamond sport, baseball or softball. And it feels new. There's all three out, right there in your shot, there's all three outfielders, and yet you think about a football game or a basketball game, you would never play the same defense over and over. Well, why not in softball? And Marty Tyson, not afraid to move his defenders around. I mean, that's some pretty bold stuff right there, isn't it, Amanda?
Yes, because it's obvious. It's not just anticipate and shade. That's, we are going to put you in a different position. You're going to play the line, and we got left center field, and then guess what out there, Adams? You've got the responsibility of left center field all the way to the right field line.
2-2. Pulls that one to the right side, hustling up the line, but the play is made by Husky. All that conversation about the outfield, and MAGEE said, don't worry about it. I'll keep it on the infield. This is a 6-2 game through 2, 14U. PGF national title. Beautiful Huntington Beach, California, and things are very busy. Over the weekend, some of the best surfers in the world at the U.S. Open. So it's a great vibe, to say the least. A lot of great fun gathering. We're glad to have you with us. Not too far from there. We're in Irvine, California. Maybe a little bit closer to the Newport Pier, but close to both. Olympic gold medalist Amanda Freed. My name's Darren Sutton. Glad to have you hanging out with us by the beach. Corona Angels lead it 6-2 as we move to the top of the third inning. JENISSA Conway moving into the circle early in this game, and 4 consecutive in a row sat down as she has settled things down. Louisville commit Corby Otis takes outside. Three and 1 the count. I'll be talking about her field of study. She knows and has researched that Louisville has a 5-year master's engineering program, which she plans to attend. She said maybe law school too. But for now, she's heading first. She singled in a pair of runs back in the first inning. So she has had a very, very good championship game thus far. Savannah Adams plays at La Mirada High School, committed to Boise State, proud of her sister Alana, who's just 7 years old. She's big sis. She drops that one foul.
And even in this situation here, the Angels are really seeing the need for more runs to score, showing that sacrifice, just trying to move the runner over, just trying to score one more run after scoring those 6 quick ones in that first inning.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. This week with these 14 and 16-year-old teams at the PGF Championship, such a polished level of play. Premier and the Platinum levels, the 2 levels. So many coaches from around the country enjoying this level of play. Bunsen nearly snuck it through the circle, and she moves that runner up. Actually a nice job by Conway, just sticking with it, kind of following it as it almost got by her. Sack bunt, Adams.
That was a great job of executing and almost got it by Conway in the circle. It looked like it might have been an intentional push bunt, but a couple more inches to the right of Conway may have gotten through, but the sacrifice put down.
Marissa Gonzalez, Kingsburg High School. Definitely there is some athleticism in her family. Jess, a senior in college at Dixie State. Sarah, sophomore at Bowling Green. Both playing on softball scholarships. Older sisters. Rabbit, by the way. That's her nickname. Just guessing here, she was sharing with us and she used the words, and I quote, "Everyone calls me Rabbit." And my thought when I heard that was, everyone. Like maybe the principal, the dean of her school, her chemistry teacher who's super serious. I'm gonna go with not everyone. Are you going with everyone? All right.
Probably not everyone.
The rabbit is off. We will do that for her because she believes that everyone does, so. Great spirit. This Angels team yesterday, a quick visit to the mound in this Sorcerers program. This gives us a minute to talk about the pride that Bill Schroll has as there's a visit from Bill to talk things over. The goal of the program, and this is stated and shared, to teach each athlete how to be a world-class softball player, providing players and their parents access to the best college programs, and providing softball coaches with proven talent. They want to win national championships along the way, but growing players academically, athletically, and a really strong alumni list. And you could tell, and I know you chatted a long time with Bill yesterday, there's a lot of passion. He's somewhat new to taking over the entire program, and it means a lot to him.
A lot of really great players have come through that Sorcerer program. They've been around a long time and got a great culture that runs deep.
One of those is Brianna Perez at UCLA. Of many, you know, there's so many. And Brianna, before they took off for this opportunity to play in this real special tournament, now look where they are, by the way, practiced with them a couple of times, had some words of encouragement to these 14U players, and that's kind of the culture that all of these programs, I mean, Marty Tyson has it going too, where you have alumni coming saying, I'm going to work out with you guys for a week right before you go off. Now, it helps me by getting a workout in, But in the end, think about the impact that it has on these young players.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that they go back says so much about their experience while they were there and just wanting to help their former coaches or the organization grow and develop these athletes.
In the world of athletics, coaching at this volatile age of 14, 15, 16 years old. As that one is right down the middle, 2-1 the count. You emotionally invest yourself. You care about these young women. If you're a quality leader like Bill is or like Marty, very different styles, no doubt. But they'll both go to war for their players. To the right side. How quick can it happen? Smart decision. You start chasing that out at second, you might not ever get it. There's a fresh set of wheels out there anyway. Julian Ronquillo running, so it's Ronquillo's speed that we saw streaking by, coming on from Marissa Gonzalez. Ronquillo, the runner out there at second base. Los Alamitos High School. She'd love to go to Fullerton. She's now running at second, though. As Michaela Husky gets her chance. About to be a freshman at Gar High School. Just got a piece of that one. Bill Schroll was sharing a story. I don't know if he wants me to share it, but it's such a good story. He said he had an athlete recently at about this age group decide to leave the program. He felt bad about it. He took it personally. So he was kind of upstairs in his study. And within that half-hour frame where he felt his lowest, he got a text from a key athlete who plays at a high level now. As that one is lifted into the left side, put away. That athlete said, who's now an adult, I wanted to thank you for everything you did for me at the 14U age group, because that's when I was on the verge. He said he felt just fine after that, and in his mind was peace and wished that player well.
Everyone has insecurities, and it really is about what you choose to do with them. Insecurities don't have to define you, but they can create a story for you. There's a positive way to be fulfilled through female athletics. If I could do one thing, it would just be to give someone the inspiration, be able to be more than they ever thought they could be.
A building is only as strong as the foundation it's built upon. That's why family-owned Morris Shea has been providing deep foundation and earth retention systems throughout the United States and the Caribbean since 1969. From heavy industrial projects to bridges, schools, sports stadiums, and government buildings, we have the technical expertise to handle even the most geologically and environmentally challenging sites. Because at Morris Shea, we know there's nothing more important than a strong foundation. Visit us at morrisshea.com to see how we can help support your next project.
What makes a thunderbolt? They pitch faster, hit farther, run quicker, go harder. They bring home championships and build relationships. They never quit and strive to push through any obstacle that may come their way, for themselves, for each other, for their future. Because it's not about the game, it's about the girls. Visit us online to learn more about how you can become a Thunderbolt.
Away we go on a gorgeous Southern California day, Bill Barber Park in Irvine, California. The Corona Angels in this, the 14U Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game, the Premier Division National Championship game. The Angels opened up with 6 to start it, gave 2 back, but that's been it since. High fly into left center field. Closing the gap, KYLEE makes the play, and Caroline Allman, who had singled in a run back in the first inning, is a quick out here in the bottom half of inning number 3. Lisa Fernandez, part of that UCLA coaching staff, visiting yesterday, seeing some different athletes. Well, this is a UCLA verbal right here. Caitlin Newburn, Napa High School. Last couple of years has played PGF. Raina is mom, Scott is dad. Over her next years through her high school journey, her key is to continue to refine what she has done already. And if it's UCLA, Amanda, it's not just refining what you've done athletically, it's academically too. You have to keep refining that.
Yeah, and it's so great when you see these athletes come up their freshman year of high school and really perform academically. Just create that balance, because that's really what you used to learn when you got to college, but you have to develop those skills early on now if you want to keep up with the pace of travel ball today.
Beat her with a rise ball, but still puts something on it. High fly ball to right field. She was committed and went up as much as she could. That's just a tough pitch to drive. Savannah Adams puts that one away in right field. HP, Haley Painter. Haley grounded out back in the first inning. She rocked the 4.0 this first year of high school, her freshman year. Pretty well struck down the left field line. Into the corner it goes. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The Corona Angels, who at so many age groups always feel like they're playing on the final day. Marty Tyson started with his daughters, who all went on to play in college and play well. Changed up on her, 1-2 the count. Marty put a batting cage in his backyard. Watch this changeup.
We haven't seen it very often, but that is pretty.
Bouncing ball. Played right at the waist. This is a 1-2-3 inning. KYLEE, MAGEE, I should say, quieting things down in the 14U PGF national title game. Such a proud program, this Sorcerer's program, with plenty of softball to deal with in this game. Bill Schroll is their club president and head coach, and had a magical day yesterday. You and I and Amanda had a chance to talk. First of all, congratulations on being here, and I know you're really working only on today and not yesterday, but how proud are you of this specific group of athletes and what they have accomplished here this week?
These kids are just great. I mean, they're really good friends. They're great athletes, and they're having fun out here today. I mean, they're in the championship game, and they're doing the best that they can, and I love every kid out there.
Give us a visual on what it's like to have a Brianna Perez come work out with your team and then give them words of advice before they come play in this huge tournament.
That was really special. Bria is such a special kid. You know, she played for us in 2013 when we came in third. She came out, she worked with the kids, and the kids just, they really ate it up. They loved every second of it with her, asking her all kinds of questions about what you do with slappers, and, you know, it was really good. It was great.
Thank you so much. These athletes are lucky to have your passion. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Bill Schroll, the leader of this Sorcerers team. He wants his club to get to work, a couple of quick outs, and this is probably the toughest one to get to start this inning off. Lara Butte, who was retired, but she was retired to end the first, and that was her second at bat in the first inning. She singled and scored, infield drawn in. It's almost as if she has the ability to shoot the baseball like she's throwing it with a bat in her hands. And that's a rare gift. Competitors coming on. Birmingham, the Bolts program, readying themselves for the 16U Premier Championship. Can't miss those pretty uniforms. Bouncing ball, you better hurry. Got her. She's magical with the bat, isn't she? And those legs are fast. But a nice play, a really nice play by Painter.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a routine play, but you had the feeling once it took that second hop that there could be trouble at first base, and look at how close that is. Could have gone either way. Goes the Sorcerer's way. Good call. But man, she's a tough out.
She's going to be tough in the SEC in a couple of years, Tennessee. KYLEE singled and scored in her first opportunity. Mom is Miwa, dad is Sonny. Sonny, part of the coaching staff down there for Marty Tyson's team. Marty's not boring. I mean, really not boring to watch. There's never a dull moment as he's in that coach's box right now. He has advice to follow every opportunity. He is completely in support of his players, but he's hard on them. He pushes them. He has high expectations.
He has very high expectations and holds them to a high standard, but you know what? Look at the stands right now. Athletes come back. They give back. They love their experience here. They want to be a part of it. He's got 28 athletes in his dugout right now. Most of them don't play, rarely ever, but they want to be a part of something special.
Bouncing ball off the glove, that's all it takes. That's the top two hitters in this order, Butte and Lee, and that's the kind of pressure that they keep on opposing teams. And then, this is what happened yesterday, you make a mistake, you give up a homer.
And almost an identical spot that she had in her last hit, but this one didn't quite get up over the head of Bergman. Stops at Painter, but Lee gets herself on.
Angelina Allen. That pitch is low. 1-0 the count to Angelina. The Iowa State commit. Mom is Arlene, dad is Otis. She's the younger of two. Giovanna, 26 years old, her older sibling. Her dad played basketball and football at Long Beach State University. Inside corner. So we'll talk to Marty Tyson in a moment. And I'm actually going to read to him what Angelina Allen put, because he didn't read it, he didn't know it. Let's see what he has to say, because her inspiration is her coach. Curious what Marty has to say about the why. Lined foul. I'll give you guys a sneak preview. She said, Marty Tyson's my inspiration. He's taught me not only how to grow physically, but mentally. He teaches me to be a strong woman. He too has gone through a lot in life, and he's a strong man. He's a person that is great to be around and to grow with. Pretty good.
That's got to be why he comes back year after year.
Ground ball into center field. He'll like her comment more because she got a base hit. She's got a couple of them, Angelina, the Iowa State commit.
And this is back to that hitting we saw in the first inning. Short, sweet, right back up the middle, simplifying it. Station to station hitting. And that's how the Angels were able to jump ahead in that first inning.
This is Paige Sinicki. 0-1 the count on Paige. JENISSA Conway continuing as we bring you into Bill Barber Park to try to restore order. Keep those zeros on the board, one after the other. She's one of those lefties too because of her movement, Amanda, that appears, and you can help me with this. maybe more effective against righties than lefties. She's not afraid to come in.
Yeah, and that's how she was so effective when she came in that first inning. Also, we saw a couple real quick jam shots and then got herself out of that inning. And since then has been extremely effective. Doesn't overpower it. We haven't seen a lot of crazy movement, but just spins that ball a ton and has really nice locations.
Bouncing ball, she knocks it to the right. What a recovery and what a glove play. Carolyn Allman was going to get that softball, and an athletic reaction by Conway nearly tipped it into right field. It's a heads-up play by the second baseman.
And Conway just gets a glove on him and, yep, put the brakes on, put the gloves out, makes the play. Hey, if you're a pitcher, I'm an advocate for going for everything. If you think you can get your glove on it, you go for it. Sometimes you're going to get those tip shots that don't go your way, but sometimes they do. You'll never know unless you try.
Love that, Amanda. I mean, because you think about the alternative's no good. It's just no good.
Let
I mean,
it go
looking
by.
to step out of the way, that's no good. And you're right, for every 50 times you make that effort, once or twice you may tip it the wrong way, you know? But you'll save yourself a ton of runs. Otherwise, as we see the pitcher come off, look to make the play, you go for everything. That's what Amanda's talking about, because when you're really needed, you'll make the play. After all, when the good Lord made pitchers, he didn't put them out there without a glove. They're there to make the play, and that was a fine play by the athletic JENISSA Conway. Let's talk to Marty Tyson. It'll be interesting.
You want to bring the heat? Prove it. With carbs to help fuel muscles. And electrolytes to help replace what you lose in sweat. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
The passionate Marty Tyson is the head man for the Corona Angels. Marty, thanks for joining us. Do me a favor. I'm going to read you what Angelina Allen said, and you tell me what this means to you. I asked her who inspires her, and she said, and I quote, Marty Tyson. He's taught me so much physically, but mentally as well. He teaches me how to be a strong young woman. He went through a lot in his life, and he's a strong man and a great person to be around. When I read you that, what do you think?
I think how Mo, we call her Mo, Angelina, has just grown in her confidence. She's our #3 batter. Man, she's carried us in big moments in this tournament, but more importantly, she's matured and have that self-confidence in herself. So we ain't talking about softball, we're talking about real life.
Great stuff, and I love it. You didn't make it about yourself. I'm not surprised. How in the world would you ever get out Lara Butte? How would you get her out?
Man, just walk her. She got intentionally walked twice this week. So, man, I assume that's the best way.
I wish we had a whole documentary to spend time with you. We're going to let you go, Coach. Thank you so much. I'm disappointed that we had to end it right there.
I know.
I'm saddened. That's all. Folks, I'm going to let you go. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go down and talk to, but no, he's just fun to be around. It's pretty icy, too. I couldn't get him to tear up and get emotional. I couldn't do it, Freed. I tried.
I know, I was getting there.
JENISSA Conway would love to start things against the passionate Marty Tyson. He's a pitch caller, so we couldn't have kept him for long. A check swing roller to the right side. 1 away. As we talked about, everyone wants to go to the fact that, there's the passion there. Everyone wants to talk about the fact that he was a Cubs minor leaguer, and with all due respect, it's hard to make it to pro ball. It's very, very hard. But that's kind of a chapter 1, if that, of his career. If that. And he's touched so many young lives as a softball coach.
Yeah, it's almost like that was a stepping stone to his true calling.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
how many
perfect.
athletes he was able to touch and grow and be a part of their lives, from his daughters all the way through. I mean, years of athletes that continue to come back and thank him for all that he did.
One and 0 the count. Hit hard on a hop, it's bobbled. If only for a moment, that's all it takes with Abby Lee. Abby is on. Yeah, by the way, there's a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot of energy. Look at this. When he's called out, they introduce the coach. You know any coaches that would come out like that?
I think that's why he keeps that many athletes, so he can get down the line and just keep it going. I mean, he is nonstop. So much energy.
That pitch is high and inside. Great job by our production crew hanging on to that. But without exaggerating, there are hundreds and hundreds here. I mean, we can kid about families with big, sets of brothers and stuff, but there's, as you said, that one's on the corner. Boy, tough pitch. This entire first base side is that blue. There you go. That's a great shot of it. And they're up on the hillside. They're on the berm, and those Angel shirts are everywhere. Swings right through a rise ball. Chases up and out of there, does Annabelle Tepperson. By the way, word started to spread yesterday, then social media helped out. There are different colors. There are red shirts and there are blue shirts. It was made clear it's a blue shirt day. Inside corner, strike 3. Oh, baby, what a pitch.
And this is just good pitch execution after the rise ball, going back to the inside corner, freezing Tepperson with the screwball.
He's starting to feel it just a little bit. There's a bounce in her step as that one misses high. She gave up that triple in the second inning, but then cleaned it up. It was a 1-2-3 third. She has allowed the single in this inning. And quite frankly, Butte will tell you, I should have grabbed that one. Got to say, with regard to that shortstop and how dangerous she is out there at short for the Angels, if I'm coaching against Marty, I'm not just walking over. She's got to at least get a hit to get on. The 1-1. Lanapanu fouls that one off to the right side. A lot of blue over there. You could say, wait, isn't this kind of Dodgers country? And no, it's not today. This is Corona Angels country. That's why it's blue. During a quiet moment, just a loud let's go from the Angels coach, Marty Tyson. And on 2-2. That got her. Okay, every little bit helps, right? And that's what he knows it. I mean, you now make a mistake and it's a tie game. Couple of hits, couple of more hits, and we have a different ball game. There's a lot of respect in that first base dugout for what the Sorcerers can do and did yesterday.
Yeah, and those are pitches that don't miss by much either. So you're a Sorcerer team that's looking to take advantage of any opportunity that you have. And that means if you have to stay your ground in your box, get hit, take first base, you do that.
1-0 the count. 2-0, Olivia Silvestre. Couple of runners, they hope difference makers for the Sorcerers. Extended that corner that time, 1-1. Well, I love that call if I'm KYLEE MAGEE.
Yeah, you can keep it there, feed it right to the left side of the field, get that force out at third. And that's a tough pitch to hit hard.
Let's see if she goes right back out there. Yep, absolutely. And the thought there is, go ahead and see if Silvestre will swing. Cat and mouse game. MAGEE fires it right back out there. High bouncing ball. Bobbled. Everybody's safe. Reaching on a fielder's choice, making contact, high bouncing ball. Went back out there with that same pitch in the same spot. And you got to give Silvestre credit. She knew it was to be called a strike. And the only play was in front right here.
And a pitch over, and then just a glove closed a little bit too soon.
Tries to take the punt with her. Funky spin, not in time, and so Wilson can't beat it out. The bases are emptied, loaded. The passion of Marty Tyson. See that right there? That's why I couldn't make him cry. He's too fired up today. Two weeks of celebration of this great sport of softball, and the president and CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch, Dan Hay, joins us up in the broadcast booth. Congratulations to your staff, your volunteers, your teams, your coaches that have taken part. I know there's work to do the next day, I understand that. But as you look back here on this final championship day, what stands out to this, the 9th year that you have put together this event?
Just the competition. There's no better venue for these girls throughout the year to play this type of level of softball. They play in other events. There's champions that are crowned, but these teams in all these divisions really don't consider themselves the #1 team in the country unless they win PGF. So it's been a great 2 weeks of softball, and yes, our staff has done a great job, but we're really tired.
I understand. Well, I mean, if you're hosting a great event, you can't do it on 8-hour days. It's, you know, if you can get them 8 hours of sleep in 2 nights, then,
right,
you know, your staff gives it all up for the softball players. Ultimately, it's for the athletes, and you think about what you have seen and the numbers. When you look back on the teams, what are some of the numbers with regard to total teams, and then heading into next year, what do you anticipate?
Well, we were at around 450 teams last year. This year we were a little under, I believe, 550.
Wow.
550 to 560. I don't know the exact count. Next year we're going to be a little under 700. And there's many, many teams that want to come, and we shouldn't have any problems handling that size of a crowd. So,
President and CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch is Dan Hay, and as we're looking at some of the older girls at the 14U age group, long throw, and a base runner is on. We were talking earlier about Savannah Adams, and she has her first base hit after sack bunt earlier. So 14, 16 here in just a few minutes. I want to talk about the 10s, because we had such a clean championship game, and throughout the week seeing those athletes and their families. Are you planning on growing maybe a little bit more at the youngest age group, that 10U?
Yeah, you know, the 10 and under age group is how do I put it? It's a strange group, depending on the year. Some years there is a plethora of 10 and under teams, and then other years there's not a lot of 10 and under teams. But that age group seems to be growing and strengthening every year, and we've never televised the 10 and under games. In the last 2 years, the 10 and under championships have been you know, 2 of the best championship games we've watched. So I really think next year we're going to put those 10 and under kids on national TV.
So during this interesting week where you have the 14 and 16s, this is the year where you see the new recruiting rules really take effect. I mean, the 14-year-olds are watched. They're watched now. There's not as much communication. A lot of these 16-year-olds, this next age group, September 1, they're going to be busy talking to folks. What have you seen as the man who has such a deep, long career in softball? What have you seen this week with regard to recruiting?
Well, it's back to normal. I'm one of the old guys that go back 10 years or more that this is the way recruiting used to be. And when Amanda got recruited, there wasn't that pressure of trying to sign a kid at the 12 and under age. And it puts a lot of pressure on the families, the parents, the players, and thank goodness the college coaches finally stepped up and did the right thing and brought this all back in to where it should be, to where they can't really talk to these kids now until they're in the 16 to 17-year-old age group. And in the younger groups now, they just get to play. The pressure's off. The schools can come watch you, but they can't talk to you. So I like it. I'm very, very happy with what the colleges have done.
We had Sue Inquist visit earlier. I know she chats regularly with you, but conceptually the idea of one softball that she's put together where, you know, governing bodies work together, coaches have more of a resource, and she's kind of written her own check for this whole thing. It's great to have her out here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. She's an ambassador of our sport, and she's been doing a lot of great things for us.
John Wayne Cancer Institute, a beneficiary. This is your community, right? I mean, not only do you have the folks coming in, but your businesses, they put a smile on their faces for those that eat in the restaurants and the hotels. I'm staying at one of the hotels. Staffs are great. They know PGF's here. They're excited. But then the other part of the community is making sure you help those in need. And you've had a life, you know, where you've made sure that you've given back in this group to the John Wayne Cancer Institute. Explain.
Well, I think I've mentioned in past years I had a son who had cancer and is completely cured, and we were very fortunate that a lot of prayers were answered, that he's living a healthy life and married, and I got grandkids, and it's really good stuff. But you know, there's a lot of people in our softball community that is affected by cancer, and I'm very close friends with John Wayne's 2 sons, Ethan and Patrick, and his first granddaughter, Anita Wayne Swift, and they are very supportive of us. And over the last 6 years or so, after this Nationals, this 2 weeks has ended, we are going to be well over the $350,000 mark in donations to their Cancer Institute. And that's all due to these families, these teams. Every one of them make their annual donation, and obviously PGF makes a substantial donation on top of that.
Conversation with Dan Hay as Kendall Lundberg gets her opportunity. This is exciting to pinch hit when you've got a deep bench to get out there and swing the bat a little bit. It's completely exciting. She puts it on the ground, bobbled. That's all they will get. So runners on first and third. 2 outs in the inning. One more moment with Dan Hay, and that's certainly kind of what it's all about when you think about it, giving back to the community. So if I have a great softball team and I'm in Waukesha, Wisconsin, and I want to do more with PGF, I probably know all about it already, but regionally, if I'm in Waukesha, Wisconsin, I mean, I can find tournaments and ways to qualify for this event, right?
Well, we're growing. There's some areas that we're not relatively in, but those areas in Wisconsin know about PGF,
right.
And there is a PGF director within driving range. You know, so we are that big. We are across the United States, and we continue to grow every year and get bigger.
And you want to keep going those areas where you say you want to affect more. You're efforting those areas too?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, while this was going on, we had 2 regional championships going on in the Southeast and one in the Midwest that had one had 226 teams playing for that regional championship, and one had, I believe, 140 teams in it. So we plan on having about 5 or 6 of those regional championships every year in the summertime.
Larry Butte, one of the toughest outs, period, in this tournament at any age group. Tennessee commit.
I thought the Corona Angels were going to blow this game out, and the Sorcerers have really put together a good game.
Yeah, they've hung in there nicely. They did it yesterday, right? I mean, we were out there watching it. They did it yesterday. Yeah. They had to beat it. Hot Shots, a really good Hot Shots team,
really
twice
team,
out of Texas. I'm sorry, Amanda, did they just put her on?
Yeah, I know.
Is Marty coaching both teams? Now, if you missed it, Dan, we have Marty on for just a moment. Yeah. I asked him, how do you get her out? right?
Yeah.
Because she's tough. And he, of course, tongue-in-cheek said, what wouldn't a coach say? He said, I just put her on, but they actually just put her on.
Yeah, and for the first time this year in NFHS rules, you do not have to stand there, point the catcher, hold her arm out.
I love that.
Yeah, you can just point down. I think Major League Baseball does the same thing now. You can just point down the first base, and they'll send the runner down.
Madison Sanchez is announced as the pinch hitter. Dan Hay is hanging out in the broadcast booth with us as we near the final couple of games of the final couple of weeks of the PGF championship, and this is a key moment right now for Conway. And this is teetering on the ball game if she in fact can get this out here. You have some great relationships too. I mean, in the All-American game, the Blast softball, they have a great relationship with Major League Baseball. Technology as far as scouting and having these athletes be a part of it, that's a modernized sports relationship with a group like Blast. It's got to excite you.
Yeah, we really enjoy our relationship with Blast, with Diamond, with Mizuno. We have Wilson, DeMarini, and Louisville Slugger. We have relationships with all these major sponsors. And,
2-run score, it trickles by. Great support. We talk about it this tournament. Now great support on the scoreboard for the Angels. And Amanda, to get that call when you're watching and watching and watching, then deliver that big blow, that's great for Madison Sanchez.
Oh, you're in a deep dugout with a lot of options, but to have the ability to go up there and capitalize and get something done for your team. I mean, they jumped out with 6 runs in that top of the first inning and have gone quiet since then. Get a couple of base runners on. You put Lara on base, and then you get a pinch hitter in there that just absolutely comes through in the most clutch of situations in this game to regenerate that momentum that was lost after that first inning.
We were reading Marty Tyson, Angelina Allen's words about him, and he talked about her maturity. Go with a quick visit to the mound while they gather. We thank you. We thank you for this opportunity, and what a great event again this year, Dan.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm so fortunate to have 2 of the best announcers in the country come back and call our games every year. I appreciate your help.
We're going to be here. Thank you. We're honored. Okay. Thank you. Dan Hay, the president and CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch. A quick pause in play in the visit to the mound. And that hurts. I mean, that just straight hurts. I don't know if I know any other way to put it. A huge inning. It started with Adams and has moved all the way down with a couple of hitters off the bench. A big blow when given the opportunity by Madison Sanchez. They right away have KYLEE come back in and run for Sanchez. Sanchez, by the way, a Cal State Fullerton commit. Olivia's mom, Luisa's dad, she's in the dugout enjoying the spoils of her labor now. Runners on second and third for the Angels as that one hits the outside corner. Angelina Allen here in the top half of inning number 5. Bouncing ball hit hard, dies onto the ground and into the glove of Caroline Allman. Another big inning. Their Butane in the middle of it all, but the big blow came off the bat of Madison Sanchez. Having fun in the base pads. Oh, Angels. They love it.
Everyone has insecurities, and it really is about what you choose to do with them. Insecurities don't have to define you, but they can create a story for you. There's a positive way to be fulfilled through female athletics. If I could do one thing, it would just be to give someone the inspiration, be able to be more than they ever thought they could be.
What makes a thunderbolt? They pitch faster, hit farther, run quicker, go harder. They bring home championships and build relationships. They never quit and strive to push through any obstacle that may come their way, for themselves, for each other, for their future. Because it's not about the game, it's about the girls. Visit us online to learn more about how you can become a Thunderbolt.
Beautiful Irvine, California, bottom half of inning number 5. Premier Girls Fastpitch, 14U. Premier Division National Championship game. Caroline Allman, those 2 runs so big, but there are still 9 outs to play with and plenty of softball to be played. But that's what you do, you fire a strike. From that Cal Pauley family. Such a big part of her life, that academics, the use of the mind, and she does not chase up and did not go around. Olympic gold medalist Amanda Freed in the broadcast booth. My name is Darren Sutton, glad to have you with us. One and one the count. Shot, foul. Took a run down that line and trying to get something started. That pitch was up, that pitch was in.
Turns on this hard. Allman almost gets third base umpire. We've seen some good moves down that line.
Two, backed off, right over the top. Looked like a beautiful change of pace there.
I love that the pitch was not shown very often at the beginning of the game, but now bringing it out in the most effective situations when it's least expected. Look at how this pitch drops off the table, starts at the knees, ends at the top of the shoes.
Oh, and 1 the count. Quick strike to Caitlin Newberg. Caitlin has popped to the second baseman and fly to right field. The UCLA commit with a lot of room to work with in the middle of the diamond. Tries to go that way, instead it's popped up right side up against the gate. They unable to hold on there, Angelina Allen.
It's a lucky break there for Newburn. It looked like Allen was there, found the fence. Sometimes it's difficult in these foreign ballparks to be confident.
Marty Tyson said a moment ago when the play was not made by Allen, that's got to be an out. And he looked at his pitcher and said, now finish it. She just finished it.
Yeah, she did her third strikeout of the game. When she came in that first inning, she didn't get her first strikeout until that fourth inning where she got her first look and strikeout. Now back to back here in the fifth. MAGEE continues to get stronger as this game goes on.
Haley Painter Another opportunity. Did she hold on? Yeah, you betcha. That time she held on. Ha popped nearly out of the glove one more time, but Allen stuck it. And she that time finished it herself, finishing a 1-2-3 inning. 14U, premier level, national title game. Key moment in this championship game, because with the 8 after 5 run rule and the 6 after 6 in effect, this is a key inning. Obviously, this inning, when it comes to an end, could be over. If the Angels are able to add on and the Sorcerers can't add, this will end as a 6-inning game. But we'll see. The Sorcerers and their fight. They'd love to have those 6 outs to play with, and they need to keep it right here. Paige Sinicki leads things off. Singled in a run and scored in the first inning. Played right at the belt. Charging shortstop Painter makes the play for the out. And now Corbey Otis with a chance to swing the bat for the Corona Angels.
Just gets over the top, that high chop again, but this time gets it before that second hop, throws across the body. Painter with a nice play. The idea is to get your team back in that dugout as quickly as possible with no additional runs crossing the plate, and then you mentioned just inch back.
JENISSA Conway has done a really nice job. The Angels open things up early 6-0. Those 2 runs scored in the last inning of work, but this is a team that usually keeps their foot on the gas all the time. This left-hander will, with a lot of pride, no matter if her team rallies or not, look back with a very strong effort. Out of McKinney Intermediate Middle School. She's been active on a lot of different opportunities. Mom is Tricia, dad is Jeffrey as she fires a strike to Otis. Corby has walked and singled in a pair of runs back in the first inning. State record holder on the track. She's a great athlete. Here comes those wheels in track and field. No chance. Even if she fields it cleanly with her back to the plate, I don't think she gets her.
But I think she's the best option on that play also, to be able to go and snag that. If she fields it cleanly, it's closer than giving way to Painter. So I think that's a great job of being aggressive.
Yeah, state record holder twice in 2 different events on the track for Otis. This beautiful, beautiful setting. And it looks like we may have an opportunity for another hitter to hit. Devin Elam. What a great chance in what could be the final inning. Out of South Torrance High School. Aspires to head to Westwood. Play for UCLA. And here's a good chance for the soccer athlete, softballer, sand soccer, the great swimmer. She figure skated when she was younger. She's been very, very active. And when she's out there defensively, this is a good catcher. And a pretty good hitter that nearly had extra bases. Oh, man. I mean, nearly had a double and an RBI.
And these are some good hands, keeps them high, opens up. Ooh, that almost looks like it catches some of the glove of Tepperson over there at first base. Played off like it didn't, foul ball.
Wait, what? You mean I touched it? That's exactly what she did. No 1-2 the count. High bouncing ball. She's got herself that base hit. Get the call off the bench. Kevin Elam with a hit. Giovanna Salcido now. Her chance as Marty Tyson allows his athletes to get out there and work, those especially that have supported. Salcido Canyon High School would love to go to Washington. That's where she'd love to play. Maria is mom, Robert is dad. One and 0 the count on Giovanna. Honor roll student, scholar athlete as well. One ball and one strike the count. Marty Tyson with a very, very deep team and a 6-run lead in what may be the final inning is doing what good coaches do. Yikes, up and in, that got her. Thank goodness she's okay. Now the bases are full.
Doesn't move, doesn't do much,
boy.
just gets the top of the helmet.
Some options down there. I see McKenna Dashel with the bat in her hands, and now with the bases loaded, Jordan King will hit. There was the thought there was a couple of hitters with an opportunity. Marty's making sure he's keeping everything together.
I don't blame him. That's a lot to deal with.
He's got so many reserves, by the way. We have his official lineup card up here, and there's a second set of reserves. All right, we'll get a runner out there, it looks like. And this, now that's the championship look right there.
There's a lot going on right now.
Terrelyn Ollison is at first. Ollison is at first. Corby is at third. And Savannah Adams. And then Paris Green will now hit. All right, Marty, what are you doing? No, I like it. I like giving him an opportunity. He had made a decision. He had a regular in there that had started, but Paris Green had not played. So Wood Creek High School's very own Paris Green, this is your chance. Nathaniel is dad, Stacy is mom. Mom was a college basketball and volleyball player. Paris Green, bases loaded. And she takes a strike. Primary position for Paris as a pitcher. Bouncing ball, nabbed up the ladder. Across the diamond, run scores, 9-2. Green with an RBI in her lone opportunity. Good moment for her there.
It's a big at-bat to be able to get that RBI across the plate, give your team that one extra run. going into the bottom of the 6th, especially when it means you could have that 6 after 6. Doesn't get through, but pulls Bergman off third base enough to have to go across the diamond for the out.
Michaela Husky doubled in a run back in the first inning. Tried to sneak it through, but right out of the circle making the play was Conway. Tip of the cap to Conway and her efforts today. After a rocky first, she was very, very strong in a run rule situation. 3 quick outs, and the Angels are champs.
You want to bring the heat? Prove it. With carbs to help fuel muscles. And electrolytes to help replace what you lose in sweat. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
No matter the age of the girls I train, you can always tell the ones that may go far. It's in their eyes. It's in their focus. They know it doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Growth will come. You can see when they own that. When they decide that getting better is more important than their fear of failing. That's when their game changes. That's when everything changes. That's when these girls become unstoppable.
And away we go in a run rule situation, 6 runs after 6. The bottom half of inning number 6, the Sorcerers want those 6 outs to play with to stay thematic, but they've got to get to work. The Sorcerers in their fight yesterday, fighting out of the losers bracket, playing such outstanding softball, this incredible program against Marty Tyson's Corona Angels. And the first one puts the hole towards JENISSA Conway, who is singled back in the first inning, done a great job in the circle, as we mentioned. This young, talented athlete, elite sprinter, with a bright, bright future. Quite frankly, whatever she wants to do athletically. No balls and 2 strikes to count. They say she went there and offered.
I thought that was a great idea, running through the box. She's so aggressive that it appears that the barrel goes through, maybe, you know, more than it does. Tried to hold up, but the strike was called.
1-2 the count. Just missed the outside corner, turned it over to Conway. KYLEE MAGEE. There's some bumpy roads early on. KYLEE took the softball. Initially was going to be the starter, and she's just been outstanding. Change up, didn't bite. KYLEE someday in her studies, she's an ASU commit, someday would like to get into fashion and design, and she notes that ASU has that major. Little bouncing ball charging right behind the circle. And that's a sprinter, by the way, who Lair Butte just threw out, 2 outs away from a title. Should they hold on to this lead?
This is a great effort. Look at the speed out of the box, tops over the top. Butte over there at shortstop is so athletic as well, but look at the speed down the line. Conway nearly making it on first base.
Abby Lee singled in the 4th inning. A ton of room out there in right center field. That unique shift employed by the Angels again. Outside corner. 0-1 the count. Campo Lindo High School. Swimmer, basketball player, soccer as well. Up the ladder. How about that approach? Oh, was that pretty? That's her 2nd hit.
The defense is creeping in and up and over the head of Sinicki over there at 3rd base. Good job of getting her team a base runner.
One and 0 the count. Right back to the screen it goes. This Angels team, a family. And it's easier for them to feel louder than the Sorcerers. I'm sure if this tournament were in the Fresno area, it would feel very different. But this family has gathered here in Southern California, because their history is here in Southern California. And we've seen it yesterday and spending time with this team after they won the semifinals. The energy, the trust amongst all of them. Not everyone plays all the innings, and so there's got to be respect and trust. Popped up right side. Wind is having fun with it, but not that much fun. 2nd out, 1 out away.
Now you got to imagine having that many people on your team creates a certain amount of healthy competition within, where you definitely develop respect, the camaraderie, the understanding of roles. I think that's huge at this age level and moving forward, especially when you're a part of an elite team.
A great ovation for KYLEE MAGEE. What'd you think, Amanda, about her efforts today?
I thought she came in great. I think she, when you get the nod, whether she did initially have that nod or if the plan was to start Jordan King, I think KYLEE MAGEE did a good job of flipping that switch, going in relief, and just settling in and getting the job done. I think she quieted a very potent Sorcerer offense with a lot of momentum. She used her changeup really well. We got a chance to see that rise ball. But I think she really set the tone for her team.
Kendall Mangle pitched some big innings for Corona yesterday, and she will be given the opportunity to lock down this championship. She's a Maryland commit, Chino Hills High School. And when you ask Kendall who she is as an athlete, she said, pitching's my strength, being able to throw hard and roll ground balls to let my defense do the work. You know her stuff.
I do. She does throw hard. She's got a healthy mix of all pitches, and she has the ability to keep hitters off balance and just induce ground balls. You love when you play behind a pitcher who can get the hitter to do what they want to do.
Aware of the rules on the first base side, everyone comes out of their seats. Kendall fires inside, a little bit wild there as she hits Alana Panu, so a couple of runners on.
How would you like to be the pitcher that comes into the situation where everybody's on their feet and there's going to be a little bit of nerves?
And Marty Tyson has opted, interestingly enough, here to have MAGEE come back in. I think she's warm, by the way.
That's whether or not she's checked out.
You mean just gone in and eaten the post-game spread and
I say
settled
that
in?
jokingly, but it's hard not to think, okay, we got 2 outs and my job here is done. You know, she's an athlete, she's competitive, she wants this win, so I'm sure she's still got that fire lit.
Olivia Silvestre is really a tough hitter. She's proven that a couple of times. She's been on all 3 times. One and one the count. Two and one as that one dies outside. Kind of now a slow anticipation here. A little bit, make it a lot of bit of coaching. Let's see if these athletes can get this moment back on track that they have earned. And that's a title. Outside, 3 and 1 the count. Sorcerers would love to just rock things. Remember, it's a 7-run lead. You played a pair, there's another inning. And if anything, that's a victory. Extended that strike zone, 3 and 2.
Well, going into this inning, you have to believe that the game plan, looking at where you were in the lineup, was not to have it turn back over to the top. So you got the base hit, you got 2 outs now, hit by pitch. The top of the lineup up in a very critical situation.
The count is full, there are 2 outs, 9-2 the lead. The bases are loaded. And Silvestre earns that walk. And now Ty Wilson. Wilson singled and scored back in the first inning. Bases full of Sorcerers. Lee, Panu, Silvestre. Clipboards everywhere, notes, coaches, assistant coaches. Oh and 1 the count. Wilson not so sure about that extended strike zone. MAGEE probably goes right back out there. Takes the bunt with her. Out of the circle. There is no play. The call is out of the box. That's a title. The Corona Angels, with the benefit of a bounce, have things go their way. And again, Marty Tyson's team celebrates. The 2018 Premier Girls Fastpitch 14U Premier National Champions, the Corona Angels.
And that is a lot of hands on that trophy, a big old dog pile, definitely a team effort. And this team earned it. They came all the way through that winner's bracket, fought hard to get to this game today. Came out firing in the top of the first inning. That was really the difference maker in this ball game. Taking a look at the final out, that bunt. Laid down, but that foot called out of the box. A tough way to finish.
And there's the personality of Marty Tyson. Loves all of his athletes. That foot just stepping a little bit too firm for Ty Wilson. And congratulations to the Corona Angels. Back to Irvine, California, the PGF 14U National Championship. A lot of reasons to celebrate the sport of softball, and you can point at many athletes. For the Corona Angels, Amanda, all of them committed in that starting lineup. Lair Butte just set the tone. That dangerous shortstop, she is kind of the heartbeat and represents who the Corona Angels are in a national championship day, that special shortstop.
I think so too, just being able to go out there on that kind of a stage and put out that performance. She's a tough out. She led that team. She set the tone in the top of the lineup. She got things started. That's what you want out of the leadoff. It was contagious. It ran infectious through that team. And through those 6 innings, the Angels looked like they were in control at the plate.
Boy, softball in the central part of California is alive and well. This Sorcerers program really proud of what they accomplished, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, and they should be. The way that they fought through to get to today, the way that they battled through that loser's bracket after dropping a game to the Angels, but then just when you have to come back from that, that shows the fight and dedication and the character of your team. And to put out what they did today to fight back after that first half inning where they found themselves down by 6 runs early. They came back, put up a good fight, but today was just a day for the Angels.
Amazing pictures in this game, amazing energy. The young athletes, the adults, the big kids, everyone passionate about their players, and that's what this sport is all about. Premier Girls Fast Pitch pulling together the best teams in the country, and it was on display today. Congratulations to Marty Tyson's Corona Angels, the 2018 Premier Girls Fast Pitch Premier Level National Champions. On behalf of our PGF production crew, Amanda Freed, my name is Darren Sutton. Hey Marty, we'll see you and your crew soon at the ballpark. Peace.